Hello, my little artists. I hope you enjoyed that video about horses. And today we are going to learn how to draw a horse. And we're just going to do the horse's head today. We're not going to do a whole horse. We're just going to do his head. But we're going to make it fill up our whole paper, right? This is basically like a portrait of a horse, isn't it? Yeah, because we learned about portraits. So this is going to be our horse. So first thing we need to do is we need to get our paper, and we need to make sure that our paper is going tall portrait. We talked about portraits. It's going tall portrait. And we are going to start learning how to make our horse. Okay? So again, we want to draw really big. So get your pencils. I've got my Sharpie. And make sure your paper is going tall portrait. Okay, the first thing we are going to do is we are going to start over here, right about in the middle of our paper, and we're going to draw a curved line up toward the top of our paper. So I'm going to draw a curved line up, big long line. It's about as long as my hand, isn't it? Big long line. And then after I draw that line, I'm going to do a triangle, the top of a triangle for his ear. So I'm going to do a diagonal line up, diagonal line down. So I drew a curved line up, triangle, top of a triangle, and now I need to draw from his ear. I'm going to draw all the way down and curve like the letter J. I'm just drawing a sideways letter J. Okay, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to come up his ear a little bit. I don't want to start down here at the bottom. I'm going to come up a little bit, kind of like if his head was still curving up. I'm going to come down. And see my big letter J, my big hook? Really big, isn't it? It's really, 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 really big. Okay, so I drew my letter J up to here. Now what I have to do is I kind of got to make this S curve line. See how it's kind of like a wiggly line? It's going to kind of wiggle. It's going to go up and then down and curve up again. So I'm going to come up and curve down and curve up again. It's kind of like a little wiggle line. And that's going to form his back jaw. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start right about here. I don't want to start up here where I left off. I want to come down here, and I'm going to draw a curved line down towards the bottom of my paper. If you want to go all the way down to the bottom of your paper, that's fine. I just came down and left a little bit of room down there because I did that here too. And that's going to make his neck. So now our horsey has a neck. And now we're going to go back and we are going to draw the rest of these features. So the first thing we need to do is we need to draw his other ear. So we're going to do another triangle. Now I'm going to come up a little bit on this triangle. And we'll draw a diagonal line up. So basically I made a letter V up here. And then I'm going to draw it back down towards his head. So now it looks like he's got one ear on this side, and then that ear's on the other side of his head, and we really can't see it that well. Okay, now for his nose, we're going to come down here, and we're just going to draw a circle. And there's his nose. Now for his mouth, I'm just going to make a little curved line because he's a happy little horse. We're going to give him a little smile. So I'm going to draw a little curved line right there in the middle of that J hook line we drew. Now we have to draw the bridle. I do believe this is what's called the bridle. It's like if my niece were here, she would definitely know because she loves horses so much. She would know what that's called, but I think it's the bridle. But anyway, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to start with a big circle that's going to go right here and touch his mouth. So I'm going to draw a big circle. Right? Does it have to be a perfect circle? Nope, doesn't have to be a perfect circle. And then I'm going to draw another circle inside of it so it kind of looks like a donut with a big hole in the middle. A donut with a big hole. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do, you got to watch real careful because I'm going to start up here where the back of his head meets his ear, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line all the way down to my circle. Okay, so I'm going to start here and draw a diagonal line all the way to my circle. Okay, then I'm going to come down on the back of his head a little bit, and I'm going to draw another line right beside this one, but they're not going to touch. See how I've got this one right here, and then I've got the one below it that comes down. I'm making this strap right here. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to draw all the way down to my circle. Start here, and draw all the way down to my circle. Okay, now from my circle, I'm going to draw two lines going up towards the top of his nose. So I'm going to draw one right here and one right below it. Okay, so one line going up, one line right below it. And then I've got to draw those lines down here going towards the bottom of his mouth. Okay, so it kind of looks like this strap is all one piece. Did I draw through my circle? Nope, I did not draw through my circle on any of my lines. I left my circle empty. Drew that one and that one. And we're almost done drawing, and then we get to color. Okay, now we're going to come up to the top. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here at the end of my ear, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line back down to that top line, and then I stop. So I just drew a diagonal line from his ear down to that top line. Then we'll come over a little bit and draw another line exactly like it. Then the last line we have to draw is this one here, and then we'll add his eye. I know we haven't added his eye yet, so we're going to add his eye. So I'm going to draw these lines down here. So I'm going to start here, okay? See where this line is? I'm going to come over to the opposite line, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line down to the bottom of his jaw. Just like that. Come over a little bit, and and we'll draw another one down. And we're almost done. Almost done drawing. Now, to do his eye, basically we're going to draw like an almond or a football shape. I'm going to start with a rainbow line, and then I'm going to draw a smiley face underneath it. Okay, so I'm going to put his eye right here. And I'm going to start. I want his eye to be pretty big. Horses have pretty big eyes, so I'm going to draw a rainbow line. And then right underneath it, I do a smiley face. Now, for this one, I just colored his whole eye in black, which you can do, or if you want, you can add a little curved rainbow line and then a curved smiley face over here and kind of give him an eye. And then you leave these parts white here on the edges, and then you can color his eye in whatever color you want. Okay, so finish his eye. And then at this point, we're done with our pencil. Now, one thing we know about horses is that horses come in lots of different colors. So we're going to talk about the colors of horses while you guys finish drawing. So if you haven't finished drawing, go ahead and finish drawing. And we're going to talk about what colors horses can be. Sometimes we've got white horses with black spots, or white horses with brown spots. We've got white horses with red spots. There are brown horses with black spots. There are horses that are white and they have brown patches over them. Those are called paint horses. And then we have horses that are solid brown, like what I did. There are some that are red, some are yellow, some are black, some can be gray. There are so many different color horses. And then you can have different color manes as well. Like I've got a brown horse with a black mane. You can have a black horse with a brown mane. You can have a yellow horse with a brown mane, or a yellow horse with a black mane. You can have a red horse with a black mane, red horse with a brown mane. So there are so many different colors of horses. And you guys get to choose whatever color you want today. I'm not going to tell you what to color your horse. If you want to color it the same way I did, you go right ahead. And also, his bridle, I colored mine blue, but that's my favorite color. So you can color yours any color you want. It can be black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Any color you've got in your bag, you can color your bridle whatever color you want. Now, before we color, what did I use to outline my horse? Did I use a marker? Yep. What did I use to color my horse? Did I use a crayon? Yep. I used a crayon. So I outline with a marker and color with a horse. Now, or color with a crayon, sorry. We drew a horse. We outline with a marker, color the horse with a crayon. Sorry about that. Now, I'm going to move my example away. Everyone should be done drawing. And if you're not, you can look at my example again. And I'm going to move my example, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I want you guys to see something. So I'm going to zoom in. Okay, now, when you look at my mane, I didn't draw that with a pencil, did I? I just took a marker, and I just took my marker, and I drew some curved lines for his mane. And then I drew some curved lines up here for his bangs, okay? So, after you're done coloring, the last thing you're going to do is his mane. Okay, so you're going to finish coloring, and then you're going to go back and take your marker and you're going to add the lines in for his mane. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out. And I'm going to leave my example up here for you guys to look at. And like I said, if you want to copy mine, you go right ahead, or you can color it however you want. But I hope you guys had fun learning about horses. I hope you guys had fun drawing your horse head today. And have fun coloring. And until next time.